moves actually the other day, and you know the low blow where they kind of ram the kind of inside of their arm, like just by the elbow, into someone's crotch.
Yeah.
Why does that hurt more than kicking?
Oh, it does, because there's a lot of more fat there, and the fat, it's all to do with vibrations.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with...
Okay.
There's no point hitting someone with your fist in their crotch. It's not going to hurt as much.
Okay.
And, it's the same as if you stamp your foot when you hit someone. It hurts like 3 times as much.
Okay, fair enough. But
because it's the vibrations from the mat that cause the pain.
Right, that's fine. But what about the Russian leg sweep? How do you explain that one? Because it's 2 people falling onto the mat at the exact same time, with the exact same force. Yet one of them gets hurt.
No, but one of them's caught by surprise, and when you fall, when you've been caught by surprise, it hurts more. This is coming from the man who thinks that dancing over someone before you hit them, like John Cena does,
it's ceremonial, isn't it? It's like before you sacrifice someone, you do a little dance just to.
It doesn't hurt the person more.
It does.
Cutting off like a chicken's head, dancing before you do it's not going to hurt the chicken more. It doesn't.
I think it does.
You
haven't tried it, so you can't really prove it.
How do you know I haven't tried it? I might have.
That's true.
But yeah, so other unethical moves.
There's a lot of stupid moves out there. I think those are 3 of the worst ones. And the other one, how do you explain the what's it called? It's called the catapult. That it just defies the laws of physics. You know the one I'm talking about?
I think
it's basically where you have someone in a Boston crab and then fall over, and then they miraculously jump at a ring post.
Yeah.
Why does that work?
Because when they got them in the crab position, they use their strength and their muscles from all their vitamins that they take. No steroids needed for that kind of thing. And then they pull them back, fling them to what's this physics?
It's just I don't think it is physics.
It is. No, it is. You're taking your body, comparing it to someone like Lex Luger, who is extremely strong and muscular, through pure hard work and bodybuilding. He doesn't need anything to make him more stronger.
Apart from a metal plate in his arm.
Even that could be natural though. Maybe it wasn't a moth. Maybe that's grown. That's evolution.
Evolution. Well, I don't want to get into that subject because I kind of want to deal with that in a later podcast. But
all right, okay, yeah. Well, so maybe Lex Luger is becoming better. Just metal's growing. He's turning into Wolverine.
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's a lot of moves you've gone through. But what about the sleeper hold? Surely you can't justify putting your arm over someone's eyes.
Yes. Because what happens is it makes someone can't see and it goes black, and natural instinct of the human is just go to sleep when it starts.
You're telling me that humans are just Furbies or wrestlers?
Yes, humans wrestlers are like Furbies. Furbies are made in our own image, and that's how it is. Because the sleeper hold is one of the greatest moves of all time because you can't get out of it.
So you're telling me
you wave your arms around, but nothing happens.
If I were to use both my hands, put one over your mouth and one to cover your eyes, you'd fall asleep.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I'll try it tonight. I'll see if I can go to sleep by going back to that.
I bet you can.
Kind of covering my.
Who perpetrated the sleeper hold?
I think Brutus the Barber Beefcake
and was it Rowdy Roddy Piper?
They're the 2 that made it.
And no one does it these days, do they?
Not really. No, Triple H does it a little bit, but
a little bit. What? He covers up one eye.
Yeah.
It's the pirate sleeper hold.
The pirate. But you compare it to like the $1 Million Dream. That looks a lot better than a sleeper hold. I think that's like a.
Yeah, I mean, we both agree that the $1 Million Man is probably the greatest.
He was brilliant, and he never won the belt. Never won the belt.
He bought it, didn't he?
Yeah, he tried to buy it, but they took it back off him.
But he had it for a while.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe he will win the belt. Maybe, or his son.
I hope his son wins the belt. I do like his son.
I thought you hated him. You were slagging him off the other week.
Was that?
You were saying, "Oh, he's rubbish. He's not as good as his dad."
Well, he's not, but he's still really good.
Well, you give him time. He's not even wrestled yet. For all we true. For all we know, it could be shit.
Yeah,
but then we fast forward it, so it doesn't really make any difference.
It won't matter, yeah. As long as he's good at like giving away money to a hotline number, that'll be all right. Yeah.
Right, that's all you seem to care about these days. But there'll be no more $1 Million giveaway because Vince he's got no legs.
True. I mean, who would have done that to try and? Probably Linda, because he keeps giving away too much money and there's not going to be enough left. So.
She needs retirement.
Exactly. Probably.
Surely Vince has got to retire too.
Why? So that Triple H can take over wrestling.
Take over the whole,
the whole of wrestling, yeah.
In the world.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. The Triple H Wrestling Federation. How far
Just with him.
Yeah.
Would he ever let anybody else win anything?
Hopefully not. I'd like to see him wrestle with a sledgehammer just every week.
It'd be good to show him how they build the arenas, because they'd all have sledgehammers like Triple H. But they wouldn't use the hard end, they'd knock nails in with the more destructive end.
Yeah, true, of course. The more destructive wouldn't end.
What other sort of weapons have people had?
Weapons that people have had. Well, Sting with the baseball bat. That's a good weapon.
And a vulture.
And a vulture.
Hogan didn't have someone... Brutus the barber, obviously we went through this last week, he had garden shears, didn't he?
Yeah, he had garden shears.
He's not really a good barber if he's using garden shears to cut hair, is he?
Can you imagine him in his garden with like a razor, just like shaving his grass? That's what he does. Just like smears his garden with shaving foam. Is he that confused that he can't tell the difference between the two? I mean, seriously, you love him a bit too much. I think you need to justify.
I do. I don't know where this has come from. I just really love Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I think the fact that he's called Brutus, and then his other two names are the Barber
and he's also
Beefcake.
a beefcake.
Yeah, what's a beefcake?
I don't know. I'm going to go down to the chicken.
He's got a gym,
and...
hasn't he? He owns a gym, yeah.
Really?
He's still Hogan's friend. Apparently
Maybe
he's
the
on Hogan's
Undertaker will
most
go and
best one.
spit in it. He spits in gyms, apparently, Undertaker.
Oh
So-
yeah,
so-
this magic rumour
Yeah.
you've
Concocted
heard,
that he's-
where he hates people from Manchester.
Yeah, it's someone screaming outside.
It's someone
I think
screaming outside.
I think
right?
they've seen the Undertaker.
Yeah.
just rising from the dead.
So right. So it's not long till D'Lo Brown steps back into the ring.
Well, you know, what can you expect from him? Are you expecting Intercontinental or maybe a tag team?
I'm expecting he'll last for about a month, and then they'll get rid of him because they'll think, "What the hell were we thinking? He's shit."
They should get rid of him and bring
Unless
him
they
back.
brought in a a gang storyline where like there's a gang.
Him
like,
MVP.
Crime Time.
Yeah, in Crime Time they could just be.
But that's quite racist there. You're assuming that, that those wrestlers are going to be involved with
What do you
guns.
mean by those wrestlers?
I don't know.
Do you mean the very talented ones?
Yes, I do. I'm just concerned.
Right.
But D'Lo Brown, he could be the victim of sort of some gun crime, but luckily he'd survive because he's got his bulletproof vest on.
Oh yeah, that's unfair. But
Or John Cena, becomes starts doing some training in the locker room with his guns, because they take their guns apart, clean them, and put them back together. They can have a storyline where he accidentally shoots D'Lo Brown.
I don't think they've had many wrestlers getting shot storylines.
They had Vince Stone Cold putting a gun to
they had
Vince's
that
head.
one, but they need someone to get shot in wrestling. I think they haven't gone far enough. with
No,
weapons. And
They haven't.
have
Weapons
someone
should,
getting
but
shot.
they should help gun crime by increasing it.
Yeah, but yeah, we should wrap this up. But I haven't bashed TNA yet.
No, yeah,
but I haven't
it's
watched
our
any
usual.
either.
No, I haven't. Actually, did I watch a bit of TNA? I think I did, and I think who's the twat with a guitar?
Jess Jarrett.
That's it.
Is he
He's back. Yeah, he's coming
really?
back.
I don't want to learn to play the guitar. I just want to learn to smash one, just like Jeff Jarrett.
Can he play the guitar?
Yeah, he can, but he can smash them even better than he can play them.
The Honky Tonk Man could smash guitars.
He was good at smashing guitars. But what is it with the guitar? Why choose a guitar as a weapon when you can?
That's a weapon, the guitar
True,
weapon.
True. That's it.
Why use a guitar when you can use the wrong end of a sledgehammer?
Oh, true. Yeah, that's true.
Or a nightstick if you're the big boss man. That was a weapon.
Or a head if you're else.
What was Ken Shamrock's weapon?
Just his own
Lion.
fists.
Yeah,
his
lion.
lions. Yeah, he's not used his lions then as a weapon.
Every week I'm going to ask you about Ken Shamrock until you get so fed up.
I don't think I can ever get fed up with Ken Shamrock. I like him. I think he's a decent wrestler.
He was the first person to wrestle in TNA or something.
Was he really?
He held the first belt in TNA.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah, I'm sure you're
thanks,
evening.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, we better leave it there then. But anyway, we are going to do a special podcast after watching Night of Champions, where we can find out where all these fucking belts are going. Didn't want to say fuck, but I said feck instead.
but yeah, they're going somewhere.
We don't want to get rated as explicit on iTunes, so we've got to keep it clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll find out where these belts are going, and then
We'll try and tell you, but we'll probably watch it in fast forward, so we won't know ourselves.
well, okay. Fast forward. By the way, if you're going to watch Raw, just don't bother watching wrestling. Just fast forward through it all, and you pretty much understand what's going on.
It's true.
All right, peace.